Look in the water. See him?
Well, I'm not gonna walk down that hill here. I see it now.
Well, hello everybody, Ant-Man here, heading out for some Everglades nighttime python hunting. One of the things I get asked every once in a blue moon by other python hunters is about conditions with rain. I don't like to hunt in areas that are actually wet from it raining, but I do like to ride the edge of the storm when the barometric pressure is dropping. It usually gets the snakes really moving, so when I have storms in the area but they actually haven't hit where I'm at and it's still dry, that usually makes for a pretty good night. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode and see how it goes.
See him periscoping right there?
Oh yeah. Cute little thing.
Yeah. We have a periscoping python who's looking at me. Ooh. Oh, he's gonna be looking at it like that. Alright, we'll do this the easy way. Okay. Cool. Just came out of the water. Soaking
Just
wet.
like that, don't move. Put your headlight on his head. Go right there, just turn on. Get my damn flash on. Another picture coming up.
Ooh, nice stinky one. Oh, a little over. Got a python here swimming along in the water. If you wanna see him, just get out. Look in the water. See him?
Well, I'm not gonna walk down that hill here. I see it now.
Got a whippersnapper here. My goodness.
Like that shoe.
Feisty little guy.
Like that shoe.
Ouch.
Hang in there, man.
Calm down there, buddy.
Get him vitamin.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Alright. I'm wrapping up around my arm. Alright. There's a little guy. Second one tonight, we're working a little harder.
Well, you see that right there? That's the tail of a Florida cottonmouth hanging out of the bushes, and there it goes. When you're driving these edges, you have to look for little subtle things, a little bit of shine, a little bit of pattern, maybe just a tail tip or a head sticking out. But also, a lot of times, it's better to just get out of the vehicle and walk around a little bit. It gets a little tiring just strictly hunting from a vehicle all day. It has its benefits. You cover a lot more ground, but you obviously can't see all the details that you could see on foot. So I like to mix and match. Usually a typical evening for me will consist of probably 70% driving and 30% getting out on foot and beating around in the bushes. And I have success pretty much equally both ways, but I think it's much more rewarding to get out there on foot. It's nice to be in the element and to really smell the Everglades and feel all the vegetation brushing against you. Kind of gives you more of a connection than just driving back and forth looking for snakes all the time. But they both have their advantages, like I said, and I continued on, and we'll see how it goes.
There's something, a little coral snake moving along here. this little tiny thing hiding up here. My goodness. It's a small one, but at least it's a python. My goodness. It's been a slow start to this night. Oh my goodness, look at the amount of ticks on the head of this snake. Wow. That's disgusting. That's so disgusting I don't even want to touch it. So this snake got into some kind of scuffle with something, and it's got ticks all over its neck from, they always take advantage of the wounds. That's pretty damn gross. There's ticks all over on this snake. It's pretty common on this levee to have that, but this one's openly bleeding. It's a little bit worse than normal. See it right there. Wow, gross. Alright, well, it's the first one.
Well, I hope this was a pretty good overview of a typical night in the Everglades. We got to get out there on foot and walk around a little and look at the areas where the swamp meets the vegetation, where these pythons generally are crawling along on the edges here looking for prey and rodents and even baby gators. And, got to find a python that was periscoping like you see here. I've never seen pythons periscope in the daytime, but at night when they reach open areas, they will stick their head up in the air like this to get a better view. And it's a pretty common thing, but it's always neat to see. And of course, gotta love coral snakes. They're a kind of critter that you don't see all the time, but in certain areas they're really, really abundant, and they're incredibly beautiful. So that's always a good thing. And well, probably my favorite way of finding pythons is like this one right here. I love when they're swimming in the water. It really makes their coloration just kind of pop and very vibrant, when a light hits it. And it's just a neat way to see them when they're kind of swimming along. This snake was moving along this edge right here, looking for birds and things like that. A lot of times at night, night herons and other wading birds will be right on the edge of the water where it meets the levee, and these snakes will run along that corridor looking for them as prey items. So it's a really cool way to find these snakes. And of course, one of my tried and true levees produced this critter right here that was just full of ticks. So always disgusting. A lot of times the ticks will focus in on an area where there's a wound, and snakes often get injuries around their head because when they grab larger items like possums or raccoons or things like that, sometimes the animals will actually damage the snake, which is where the ticks congregate. But as I always say, I appreciate you watching very much, and if you like the material, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you all out there in the field. Take care and stay safe. Later.